Okay, here we go. Is that on your end?
No, that's not me. Okay, now you're on. Now you're on.
Okay. Here we go. Lord Jesus. May have to cancel that.
I wonder if you mute your computer, Candi. Not the program, but just turn the volume down.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, this is not. Is it working? It's not working, huh? It's still.
Did you turn the volume down on your computer, like all the way down?
Yeah.
Oh, My Sweet Perspective said that's good. I can still hear something on your end, but
Okay, how is that?
I don't hear anything now.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so you can hear? Is that better?
You're on.
How about you guys? Does anybody hear any feedback? I don't feel like I hear any feedback.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, can everybody see Jenn moving? Is Jenn moving? On Instagram.
Yeah.
On Instagram.
I see
You look pretty, Jenn. You look beautiful. All right, hey Ashley. And we're gonna do the official start in 1 minute, but you just can't get these kinks out the way until you go live, unfortunately. It's so crazy. It's so unfortunate. Okay, Ashley. Okay, so Jenn is frozen. Jen Collins said you're frozen. I wonder if do you think that we're gonna probably walk in?
I just see Jenn Collins say that I am moving, because we asked if I was moving.
Oh, good. Okay.
So
she's
I think
good.
I'm good. Do I look dark? Hold on. Is my lighting okay? Hold on, girl. It's all right. It is what it is. We gotta work.
Oh, no, you're good. No one is frozen. Oh my gosh, everybody's here. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited right now. I want to welcome you guys to Kitchen Therapy with Candi-Lu. Look, I don't know where to look because we have 2 broadcasts going on because we're doing it big tonight. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on IG, and I am so excited to have one of my newest pals, my newest girl pal, Jenn Rodriguez. I am so blessed and fortunate to have her come and sup with me tonight on Kitchen Therapy with Candi-Lu. Jenn, welcome. Audience, give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. You have no idea. It's been my dream to cook and chat. So I have somebody to cook and chat with, including all of you. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, anytime. So get comfortable. We are in the kitchen. Do you know how we came up with the name Kitchen Therapy? Do you know where that came from?
No, do tell.
I will tell, because the kitchen is where everything in the house goes down. I'm talking about, think about it. When you were growing up, it's where you maybe got in trouble. It's where you started your day. It's where you had those hard talks with your parents. It's where everything took place right there in the kitchen. And so it's heart to heart. It's not a place where anything fake happens. Fake stuff does not happen in the kitchen. Real stuff happens in the kitchen. And also what nurtures you happens in the kitchen, like food for the soul and food for the body. Can I get an amen?
Hallelujah.
What are you?
Amen.
Hallelujah. So I better not shake my head too hard. Okay. Speaking of shaking heads, Jenn, we're just gonna jump right into it. Jenn does many things. One of the things that you do is you're an ambassador, or you do something with hair. You do something with wigs. Tell me about this whole wig journey and hair bit and what do you call it? Sponsorship that you have with this hair company.
Yeah, so I am a content creator overall, but one of the things that I do is I partner with brands like Love Me Hair, You Nice. I like HairCon. Like I partner with a lot of different hair brands, and I'm getting into skin and beauty and fashion too, which is exciting. But basically, I really just try their wigs out. I share it with my audience. I have been a wig wearer probably for about 10 years, but I really didn't get into the processes of it and really learning about it until COVID happened. And I had my YouTube channel already up and going. I've been a cosmetologist for 10 years. So I had a lot of wealth. Yes, Bill. I had a lot of wealth and knowledge around beauty to share on my YouTube channel. But once COVID happened, I really started to dive into wigs. And as I was trying things and learning, I grew my audience, and so now I have, some that I do, a really great relationship with brands. So it's just really exciting. So overall, I'm an influencer / digital content creator around that.
I love it. So you're into the wig arena. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So when you see, hey, you like the lace fronts, or are you more like the wigs minus the lace fronts, like the old school traditional wigs? What's your preference?
Honestly, my favorite type of wigs are like the U-part wigs or like the I-part wigs. Those are the ones that have a little bit of room for leave out so that your scalp can breathe and it looks a little bit more natural. So that's usually my favorite. I'm getting more into lace wigs as I perfect my everyday lace like routine. I am not a gluer, bleach the knots, tweeze type of person. I'm an everyday glamour girl. Okay, I'm a 6-year-old, so I don't.
You don't have time for all that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of time to do all the things. Okay, I need to wake up. No, that's like the last thing I'm worried about. So I'm getting more into lace wigs now, but U-parts are still my favorite.
I love those. I love the U-parts because it does get that natural look. Because one thing I cannot get past for the lace fronts is when you can see that little piece of lace. One of my really good friends, wait, I don't see yours. If I don't,
that's my girl. Thanks, Jen.
What did she say? Yes. If you want to know more about how to apply a wig, what do you call it? Put on a unit. What do they call it?
Install wigs.
Install. If you want to learn how to install a unit, you need to go check out Jenn's YouTube channel. And I am Jenn Collins, went ahead and put it right there in the chat. You guys, I literally I binge watched her videos and they are so good. Like, it makes sense that you were in cosmetology because you do have such a knowledge about hair and, even styling when you're going about in your videos. So I think it's awesome. I probably should have contacted you before I went and bought this 1999er. But okay, so let's talk one more thing, wigs, before we switch subjects. This is shiny because it is what? Synthetic.
I'm not gonna say it's synthetic. Is it synthetic? I'm guessing.
But it is 1999. So my question, like a deal, we like a deal. So what do you recommend for people who get wigs that are shiny and it looks like this and you don't want to go out with the super shine? What do you recommend?
Oh, you know what? I would say dry shampoo. It's a safer option than like baby powder or something that's
Hold on, pause. Pause for 1 second. There is, not to be so abrupt, there's an echo on your end. One of the viewers on YouTube just said it's a little bit of an echo on your end. Okay. So I'm not sure what that means you should do. I have no audiovisual savvy.
I have the volume. The volume is down.
How is it now?
But the phone is like right here.
Is it good? Okay. Is it? Okay, we're gonna keep. No, you're fine. It's just a little bit of an echo, but we're good. He says just a little bit. Listen. We have technical support here, and technical support is in the back room doing what he does, and so we are thankful for that. Okay, so let's get back to what you were saying. So if my wig is looking shiny like a mirror, what do I like glass? What do I do?
I would recommend dry shampoo. Dry shampoo. There's different kinds that don't leave a lot of the white cast to it. So either like some hairspray or some dry shampoo, something with an aerosol texture, nothing that's straight powder. So I would recommend holding the can about the can length away. So if this was my dry shampoo, you want to hold it a can length away, not too close to the wig. So hold it about a can length away, just spray it and turn it. And just kind of like, I would do it with the wig, either on or off, but do it a little bit at a time. So spray a little, check and see, brush it through so it's, evenly distributed through the hair. And then check and see if that's okay. And then spray a little more. So that's
okay. Well, thank you. Okay, so you obviously are you are the person, you're my new go-to. You're not getting rid of me now. Okay, we are now gonna be, it's us. All right. Now we are gonna move on because I want to talk about how I found out about you. All right. So I was on the Ebony website, Ebony's magazine's Instagram page, and they had announced some sort of contest. It was the Sprite. What was it? What was the challenge or contest?
The Ebony and Sprite. Who got next?
Contest. Who got next? And who had next, Jen? Who had next?
Me.
She did. Tell us the story really quickly about what was your journey? How did you know you should even enroll or enter the contest? Tell me about that.
That was a trip because I actually, I saw it too. I saw it a few times before I actually went for it. And my sister ended up tagging me in the post and DMing me the post. And she was like, you need to do this. Now, my sister has been in PR for years. She's been in marketing. She's the president of the Madam Walker Legacy Center in Indianapolis. So she knows media. She knows her stuff. So I was like, if she's telling me I should go for this, then I'm going to go for this. I'll 100% be honest. I didn't know like all the way what it actually was. I just knew that it was an opportunity to get out there. I knew it was Ebony magazine, which I loved since I was a little girl. I used to read every single issue of Ebony that I love. So I just knew that it was a good opportunity to just what would happen. So I went for it, and the rest is history, girl.
I love it. So you were like, I need to pay attention to my family member who is telling me this is what you need to do. So
yeah, she gave me the push. Yeah, I don't usually do a lot of contests. I think I have a little bit of like imposter syndrome. And at the time, I was going through a lot, so I was second guessing myself and trying to figure myself out. So I wasn't sure, wherever it was going to go. I'm like, is this something I can continue doing, or what is it that they're really looking for? So it took me a minute to get on board with the thought process, but I'm glad I did.
That is awesome. So you got on board. When did you know? When did you kind of have that inkling, like, I think I'm gonna win? Or did you?
When it got to top 6, there was a top 10, and once you got into top 10, I knew it was going to be like a bunch of people going for it, right? So I was like, all right, I know this is going to be pretty lit, so we'll see what happens. But once I got to top 10, that kind of told me something. But in order to make the top 6, you had to get the right number of votes. And that was the part that made me nervous because I was still growing my channel, still growing things, and there were people that went for it that had really, really large followings, and they had a lot of experience in TV and broadcasting and all that stuff. So I was like, what kind of see what happens? These people have like 30K plus followers. I don't know about me, get enough votes, but my people showed up all the way out. Once I made top 6, I was like, all right, this could actually happen. And I got really, really excited and went to work. That's what I did when I got top 6. I went to work.
You went to work. Well, it was so exciting seeing the process because I was one of those people who really followed the process. I wanted to know who's going to win. My husband and I, we always like to see if like we can like discern who the talent's going to be, and like who's going to make what, even like on the reality, the reality shows, dating shows, like we like try to figure it out. But we, I think he might have even, if I'm not mistaken, he was guessing you. And you did, yeah. And he also, the guy who won, what's his name, Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan.
He was like, he's gonna win. Like he was so like, he was right there. He was spot on. So anyway, I'm glad you won and you represent well. So tell us what this entails. What does this mean to be the Ebony media correspondent?
Yeah, so when I won the contest, I went to LA, for the Ebony Car 100 Gala, which was really awesome. I got a chance to work the red carpet with Jonathan and interview a few celebrities, which was really, really cool. That experience was just mind-blowing. And ever since then, I have been doing a lot of interviews, mostly virtual because I live in Michigan. It's hot popping in Michigan. I've been doing a lot of virtual interviews for them, so I've had the opportunity to so far interview Stephanie Curry, Simmons, TD which was.
Did he say, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready? Is that what he, get ready, get ready?
Get ready, yes. 90s, ever since I was little, just always watching him. Our family, my parents are ministers, so TD is huge. So many amazing people. I got a chance to interview Bailey at the Power 100, which I was excited about. Candi, I interviewed her. Just a lot of really amazing.
We are going to say tune in. It's big. We know whatever's next is big, but I want to know, who was your favorite or most memorable interview?
I knew you were going to add.
Of course.
Memorable. Oh my gosh. Can I give like 2 or 3?
Girl, give me all of. I want to know all your favorite.
All the scoops. Okay. So Bishop TD's. Girl, yeah, you want the tea. Bishop TD Jakes was probably the most memorable just because that was one of my dad's like favorite people. And if you don't know, my dad recently passed away. So it was really special for me. Like I had my dad's picture there and everything just so I could, be able to honor him in a way through that interview. And I think for me, that was a moment where I was like, wow, I really have a good opportunity here. Like I knew I did, but be able to be face to face with Bishop TD Jakes. Who else? Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. I interviewed them at the Ebony Power 100. I'm a huge music fan. I love Janet Jackson. I don't know, they were really big behind her sound and behind her like the control phase. So
how you doing?
How you doing? That's my girl. I love her. So that was really big for me too. Yeah. Who else? I'll give you one more. Oh my gosh, there's so many amazing people. I'll say one of my other favorite interviews was Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales was one of my favorite. Oh, Candy. I love Housewives. So anything Candy and Housewives. So yeah, Amanda Seales is one of my favorite, but if you don't know who Spice is probably one of my favorites too. Because Spice is the queen of reggae, okay? And she was just Grammy nominated at the time for the first time in her career. So it was just really awesome to talk to her about that experience. So all these interviews, ebony.com, you can check them out. I usually share them on my highlights on my Instagram too. So whenever something new comes out, I think I'm a little behind. I gotta catch up.
Hold on, did you interview Denzel?
Girl, no. Girl, put that out there.
For some reason, I don't know. Maybe it was the TD Jakes when I saw, but for some reason I definitely saw TD Jakes, but for some reason I was thinking Denzel was in there in that fold. No,
nah, girl.
But he's coming. That's he's the goddaddy. He's the goddaddy of acting.
He is, and we're gonna add it to the list one day. And I have some really awesome people. I don't know if they've come out yet, so I can't think of those. I've been interviewing some amazing people. It's turned into one of my favorite things to do, just because I love meeting people. I'm a naturally curious person. So I love to ask questions and say, well, tell me about this. What you got going on? And to be honest, I know celebrities, they have a really tough life sometimes. They have it all, and they're famous and they have money. But I know that sometimes to come out with a new project, you just want it to do really well. I'm an encourager by heart, so I like to get them excited about what they're doing. I'm not one of those people that cry. I get the tea when I can. When I can. I'm a tea person, but if I can't, I'll leave it alone and just move on. So.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so I know you don't cry. You try not to cry, but do you want to cry? Like on the inside, tell me the truth. Do you want to cry?
You know what? Sometimes I do. Like I'm not a nosy person. I'm a person who doesn't like sharing too much of my own personal business. So I don't want to bother nobody. You know, that was the hard part about having this. I was like, man, how much am I gonna have to like ask? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be that bad guy type thing. But I think they're used to it. I think they know that people are naturally going to know about certain things that are going on. And if it's something I can't ask, I'm sure they'll tell me. If they don't tell me, I'll just see what happens.
But you know, I have a thought on that.
Yeah.
I feel like, Jen, you got to go for it. When you interview people, go for it. Because the worst they can say is no. Oh.
That's very true. That's what I'll say. Obviously, it's a media channel, you know, with a very big brand. Nothing happens without. So I do go for it. And sometimes it's like, so I have guidance around which is good because it helps me to focus on brand, you know, keep the voice of the brand. It's not really me. I'm on camera. It's their brand, it's their image, it's their, you know what I mean? So it's like working at the bank. That's not your money. That's not your money at the bank. That's the bank's money. So you
there you go. So they got the right handle with care. They got the right person because you said you're not nosy. You just are wanting to get to know people, enjoy them, and keep it a positive and pleasant experience. Yeah. And that is honestly, you want people to have. You don't want people to walk away like. You ever have conversational remorse where you're like, ooh. Yes. Oh, child, I said,
I'm like, sometimes I share too much. And I've learned just through I've been in corporate for a while. So sometimes I ask open-ended questions where it's like if they want to spill, they can spill, and I didn't have to drill it to it or get to it too much. And sometimes they're like, I don't know if I should have said that, or I don't know if that was necessary. But you know, it's really just in conversation. I think that's what I really like about it, you know. And actually, I do want to know some things, but I can't find out, then it's for a reason.
Absolutely. Okay, last question about interviewing, because I could go on and on and on and on. Have you had, you know, when you do a job, you talk to somebody, you know, you have that interview, and you go home and you lay in your bed. Do you ever have the, oh my God, why did I say that?
Yes.
Why did I ask that? Why? Oh God. And you have this, like, it does not leave you for a minute. And you're like, it's not just a conversational remorse. It's different because it's like what you did say or what you didn't say. It's what you could have asked, but you didn't ask. And you just are like, have you had that?
100%. There's one in particular. I won't say which one it was. I won't notice. But there's one in particular where I was just like, oh my gosh, I think I bombed it. It was the first one that I did after my dad had died. So I already knew I just got in from Indiana, checking in on my family. It's kind of a last minute thing. But I don't like to, squeeze it when I see them. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. But thankfully, you know, they were like, you could tell, like, you really did a good job, you know, and again, it's virtual. So they could cut out my little oopsies and things like that, but there was definitely a point where I was like, all right, this is a learning experience. Let me perfect my setup so I can get to my questions a little bit quicker. You know, let me just whatever it is, let me just learn from it and keep going.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about your interviewing experience thus far. Okay, I know I said we're moving on, but one thing, there's people out here who are watching and they're like, man, I want to do what she does, but I'm nervous. I don't know how to interview people. Like, I want to know how to, ask the right questions and be comfortable and confident. What would you say your number one tip would be? It could be number 2, number 3, doesn't matter. But what tip would you give someone who wants to interview but doesn't know really the art of it?
I would say number 1, when I first got with Ebony, I hadn't done any. I won't say any. I've done any before, but not at that count. So I would say number 1 is do your research. Try to find somebody that you can emulate or someone who's kind of been where you want to go. Even connect with them if you can't be great. DM them if they got something, we can. That's really helpful. So I always say that's good. Just find a mentor or something that you can kind of use as inspiration. Check out some of their interviews. Check out their style. And number 2 is to practice. Honestly, a lot of the practice that I got, that I do now, first of all, it worked. I used to do a lot of so I learned the art of was asking open-ended questions that, again, answer that, but you could really want to say, but kind of heads in a good direction. So, I learned a lot of different things at work, and then my YouTube channel was another way to practice. I started bringing my friends along with help me learn presentation skills, to help me learn and find, kind of really perfect my presentation skills, my speaking skills. So being on YouTube and having that camera experience really helped because I'm able to look at myself and make sure that my posture's good, that person, kind of learn how to with them. So practice definitely makes perfect. That's number two. And then just go for it. I mean, contests. If someone in your community that's doing something great, know more about it. Start your YouTube channel, go on live like this, invite them on, and just see what happens. And that's just what does make sense. You got to go for it, even if someone's not handing you the opportunity. There's so many different ways for you to really own your own path right now. So,
what do you think about that? Thank you for sharing that, because you said something just now. You were like, just go for it, regardless. You know that saying, "Do it afraid."
Yeah.
Have you heard that? Okay. What's your okay, so besides this part of your life, okay, because we know you're in media, we know you about to tear it up. Your model height we discovered today, 5'9", model, face, great personality, smart, like you're going places, right?
Thank you.
But tell me, what, and I just forgot my question that quick. You were like go up on a freaking rabbit trail. Oh, so what? I didn't know what I was gonna say. So, what is it that you have done afraid besides media? What is it?
Just to be honest, my first thought was probably my divorce.
Tell me about that.
Of course, yeah, that I was very afraid of that. And it was mainly because no one's terrible people. You know what I mean? Between him and I, were actually really good friends. It didn't work out, and I knew it wasn't working out. And I think that there's with that just a lot of regrets that you feel like you're gonna have. Again, have a young daughter. My parents were actually divorced for 5 years before they actually got remarried. So I think that that was just knowing and going through it as a child, and then also seeing my mom go through it, as a child. Meaning that I was a child, she was an adult going through it, but seeing her experience, and then also knowing my experience, I was really afraid to take that step and say, you know what, I feel like I have to do what's ultimately best for me and my family. And that was separate. And that was really hard to navigate, but I definitely had to do it afraid. Otherwise, I just don't know if I was as healthy as I am right now.
How did you know you were making the right decision?
Honestly, I sought a lot of therapy, and even though no one told me what to do, they helped identify things in me, and we had gone to therapy together in the past. They were able to help identify things that it's like, at this point, I had started to slip into, depression, and it was depression that was very, what do they call it? It's a high functioning depression. And it's based mental health awareness. So I'm just saying, I worked a job, I was a mom, I was a wife, I was able to get things done, but inside and mentally, I could feel my body getting to negative thoughts and starting to really take over. I really felt like there was just no way of escape. And being a praying woman, I prayed on it, I prayed about it. Whatever your will is, that's where I want to be. But through therapy, through my prayer, I really felt like God was just saying, whether you stay or whether you go, I'm going to be with you. And I just knew that if he knew my heart, he could see exactly where I was coming from. I wasn't being deceitful. The other person wasn't being deceitful. He knew kind of how, the relationship started. He knew the whole thing. So I think really it was just kind of saying, okay, I need to get back to myself. And what was happening at the time, I didn't feel like it was really taking again, not intentionally, just because it wasn't 100% equal. So I think that helped me be aware, like, okay, guys, give me a chance to fix it and make it maybe what it should have been, which was us focusing as co-parents and thriving where we do well, and that's being friends. And that's, focusing on our child. Thanks to my parents getting remarried, I'm a never say never type of person. But I do feel like at this time, I've definitely made the right decision. And he's doing great. I'm doing great. And that's probably where it'll be.
What a powerful journey. It was like a journey of self-discovery, a journey of being truthful and honest. You had to be honest with yourself. You had to be honest with them. And you had to be okay with letting go. And I feel like letting go is one of the hardest things that we can do is surrender. Surrender is, even as a believer, as a Christian, surrendering is a big part of our faith. And it's one of the most difficult things to do. And you did it. You did it. You feel like a new person?
I do. I feel like a whole because at the time, honest about what I was really afraid to give up. And a lot of what I was afraid to give up was the image of the picture of my daughter having both parents. But the picture is only the final result. There's a lot of work that goes into it from both parties that have to be there. And if there's just things that aren't happening, to get you there, then really you're just slapped on, image with no core and with no base and with no foundation. And that's an unsafe place for me. Thanks to my parents again. They're amazing parents. Regardless of how they split up and got back together, they always placed in us a really strong foundation of faith, prayer, believing in God, walking in faith every single day. And they placed that in us really strong. So I think that helped me to decision that God was with me, but I had to let go of the picture and the image and the fear of what people would say. Once I really let that go, I became free. And that's why I feel like I'm at my best self, even if I'm not where I want to be. Because I feel like I'm free to make other choices. Might have afraid, but I can step out of faith because God has been with me before. As He continues to show me that He is going to be faithful to His word, I can step out in other areas of my life.
You better preach. So, you're preaching because it's in you, but you were a pastor's daughter too. And so it's like, it's around you, it's in you. And what you're saying is so fact. One of my really good friends, Ashley, and I, we were talking today, and we were saying, when you've seen God do something before, it gives you confidence in the future to go, wait, if He did it then, He's going to do it again. Or even if you start to question your faith, when He did something like the impossible for you before, you go, okay, I'm questioning His presence and if He's even real. But there was no way that was not God before. So even though I'm feeling kind of funny, I know God's real because only a real God could have did that over there. And so it's like, that wherever you're going, God is absolutely with you. I love you. I'm so glad I met you. Like, seriously. Oh my God. Okay. We're gonna shake this up a bit. Okay. We're about to switch gears. Thank you for hearing that. I know you don't like to share too much. So that was a little vulnerable, but I really do value that. And people they were leaving comments in here and they were saying, wow, that's good. You'll see the comments later on. So what you're sharing is helpful. And I'm a newlywed. So even listening to you, I'm like, okay, it's really, just forget the image, do the work, and stay focused on what matters. All that other stuff. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to switch gears. We're going to come right back to conversation in a second. Then we're going to cook. For those of you guys wondering what's up next is Jenn's about to cook. She's about to throw it down. So before she throws it down.
You got to cook too.
I'm going to cook too. I'm going to show you a quick. Okay. Well, I got mine ready right here. Cool. But mine's quick. Mine is one of those like, you ain't got no time, but you don't want to feel like a bad mom.
Oh, shoot. Let me bring you my oven there. Hold on.
Girl, I got my stuff right here. So you don't want to feel like I do. I was like, let me heat this up. And listen, it takes one little tool. And I'm going to tell you what that tool is in a minute. But those of you got to stay tuned so you know what the secret tool is for those mornings where you need to put a little crack in that whip. Okay. So here we go. We're going to play a quick little game. Now, a lot of these, we bought, I didn't know it was like mainly inappropriate cards. So I'm going to give you the most appropriate cards I can find out. It's called incoherent.
Girl now. You don't got to change it for me. And I'm just kidding.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to be backwards. I don't know if it's reversed. Tell me if this is reversed. Is it reversed for you? On both?
It is, but you know what? On the YouTube part, on StreamYard, it's not reversed.
Okay, perfect. So what you're going to do is you are going to say this word, and it looks like gibberish, okay? But it's not. And if you need a clue, she took a drink. She said, need a little help. I need a little help.
A little courage.
A little courage. Ship. Here we go. All right. So here we go.
Okay, so what do I have to read the sentence?
That says something. It's 2 words. And okay. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint in a second. Just kind of say it. Just say what you. Okay. So this is involved.
Bar girl. Bar crawl. That's not bar crawl? Okay.
You got it. Bar crawl.
I was like, Lord, if that's not it, what is it?
He said, listen to me, daughter. I'll tell you the way. I really got to find the right ones now. Okay, this is an appropriate one.
Okay,
hold on.
Let's see. Half dare party. Half dare party. Party. Okay.
Round two.
Half dare party. After party.
Girl, you are good. Should we do one more? Should we do one more?
Girl, yes, please. Let me redeem myself. I'm like, I ain't wear my glasses or nothing. Girl.
Yeah, here we go.
Wake up, bake. Wake can't bake. We can't bake. We can bake.
Close. What do people who like to eat their drugs do?
Oh, that I don't know. Wake up late? I don't know. Wake can't bake. Wake and bake?
Other people, I guess. Does anybody in the comments?
Wake and bake. Okay.
I've never done it, but listen, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Maybe I'm not that fun.
You're like, I don't know what that is. You're like baking cupcakes. Bake cupcakes. Okay, let's do one. This is a good one. Okay, you know this one. This is the last one we're gonna do, and we're gonna cook.
Right. Oh, make it rain. Make it rain.
There we go. All right. Awesome. You are good. I told you you are everything. Do you know that? You are everything. Listen, in the comments, put some hearts up for her because Jenn Rodriguez is everything. All right.
You are too, girl. You are too. I'm so glad we're I'm so glad.
Yes, you're giving. You're giving. Isn't that what they say these days? You're giving. It's giving. I went to try a wig on today, and I tried on one. The lady didn't like. The lady said it's taking. Well, no. I taught her what giving was. I was like, she's from a different country, and so she was like, she's from Cameroon, and I was like, girl, is it giving? And she was like, I was like, it's a new saying people say, and I was like, it means like good, like it's giving. And I tried to give her some examples, giving Cleopatra, giving, and so she was like, okay, I get it. So then the next word I put on, she was like, it's taking. So it was sweet. It was actually. I was like, you're witty. Okay, what are we cooking? What's up? What's for dinner?
Oh, okay. So I Hold on, I might have to take y'all with me.
Take us, sister.
Look, hold on, hold on. All right,
we're gonna see this.
Asparagus with a little lemon. I like to sprinkle some lemon on my asparagus. I got my stuff there. I've got some Ruskin potatoes that are in there. And then, you know, I had to have a good meat, but ain't nobody trying to burn nothing in this kitchen on live today. So I'm sorry, people on YouTube. Hold on. Asparagus. Little asparagus.
Oh, that's so, yes. Oh, bring it closer to YouTube. Let's see. We want to see.
Real close to the YouTube. Okay.
Bring it for the YouTubers.
Potatoes.
Girl.
I haven't seasoned them yet. Okay, so
don't judge. Don't come for you. They came from Paula Payton.
I know how to season asparagus, YouTube. And then I have to keep it frozen. I've got some salmon, teriyaki salmon. It's already seasoned, girl. Seasoned to perfection. I might have to do a little salt bay, you know, if I need to. But you know, you put it in the oven for like 10 minutes and it's ready. And you know, like I said, I don't have time to burn nothing today, so I'm gonna work with it.
And you know what? It's giving.
Yeah, giving. And I will be taking.
And you'll be taking
part in that giving.
All right. Okay, let's get into it. How do we cook it? Show us. What we do?
So, oh my gosh, girl, hold on. All right, so now I don't want to throw anyone on the bus, but someone who is parent is on this line. And I have my cake. So I totally forgot to get my baking pans from them. So I'm going to work with one. And sometimes I do that because I might use the same seasoning for everything. And I just throw it on the oven. But I know that the potatoes are going to take the longest. So I am going to put those on my pan. Like so.
Like so, like that. Like so, like that.
I kind of put it, you know, on one side, and I'm going to season the mess out of them. I'll try to, I don't know, I'm trying to like navigate with both, but I'll show you. So I have, first I'm going to do a little oil, and usually I toss it in a bowl first, but you know, dishwasher day. So I have a little oil that I'm putting at the bottom of the pan, and then I'm just going to toss the potatoes around so that each little piece gets some of that oil. I think that just helps it to not stick, but it's a big pan. That's what I'm used to. So I got a little oil on there. I have my seasoning. I like Creole on just about everything. I don't know about you. Oh, my mom said sure.
Oh, your mom, I said hi.
Hey, Mommy.
I mean, I got to. Hi, Mom. You know,
Hi, Mommy. That's Lifestyle Solutions online.
Oh, she's the one who's commenting on YouTube. I was like, they are loving you.
Oh,
that's your mom. She loves you. Hello. Mrs. Little, right? Is that her last name? Little?
Yep.
Mrs. Little. You were okay. While you're cooking your food, tell us a story about your last name. You're Little, but you always wanted to be a. Let's tell them the real deal. Don't hold back. J. No, you wanted your last name to be something specific. I watched your videos.
Oh man, I wanted my last name to be something specific. That wasn't Lopez.
She's from the block. Oh, no, you said, I didn't hear you. You said what?
Lopez. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. You wanted to be a Lopez. She was like, she needed to marry somebody.
Let me tell you something funny. When I was in the 8th grade, I remember I was going to my locker and I turned around to a friend and I said, you know what? I don't feel like I'm going to marry someone who is Hispanic, whether they're Mexican or Puerto Rican. Like, I just knew I was going to marry somebody. And when J-Lo blew up, I was like, okay, if I marry someone with the last name Lopez, we'll be name twins. And it'll be fabulous. It was Rodriguez. I'm like, all right, it'll have to do. So, I was excited when Jennifer and A-Rod was together. I'm like, okay, if they get married, then she'll be Jennifer Rodriguez and we'll be on the same, we'll be on track. And then they broke up.
Oh my God. You're like, you ruined my opportunity to have the same last name as J-Lo.
Well, because honestly, when I worked at work a long time ago, they would tell me, people would think that somehow I look like Jenn Rodriguez. Not that I look like her, but maybe we had the same laugh and the same smile. There was something about me that reminded them of her. So I was like, all right, if we could be,
you're like, I'll take that. I'll take that for 500.
I'll take that too. I think
it's a great comparison. I love it. Both are beautiful. So, okay, where we at? Where we doing?
All right, so we're seasoning. Some of these seasonings are new. All right, so I got my Creole on there. I've got some onion powder for the potatoes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put, once I season it all, onion powder, so sprinkle that on there, and I'll put the camera on. I'll try my best with YouTube, but we'll see. I sprinkled it with just about, these really aren't open. I did good and bought some more, but they're not open. It's okay. Little seasoning salt.
You're seasoning up. Okay, so you ever eat some food at somebody's house and you want to say it's good, but you can't because it's a little bland? What do you do? And they say, how is it? How is it?
I will be enjoying my meal, so I ask for some salt. I ask for, hey, do you have some salt, or do you have blah, blah, blah? Or sometimes I'll say like, hey, I missed the salt, because typically people have salt and pepper on the table. So like, hey, did I miss the salt? And I try not to be rude about it.
You don't want to be rude, because people don't know. Like, it's not work. They did the best they could. But you know it's an insult when somebody doesn't like your food when they ask for hot sauce when it doesn't need hot sauce. Hot sauce is the camouflager. Somebody ever asked for hot sauce, just hang it up.
It wasn't
giving.
You didn't hit it. Mind you, I put hot sauce on a lot of different things, just because I'm just so used to it. But you're right. If it's seasoned well, you typically won't have to ask for no hot sauce. Now I will say that I'm trying to stay away from butter. So what I used to do was put a little butter with my seasonings in a little bowl and warm it up, and then sprinkle it onto my potatoes. I'm trying to like cut back on the butter a little bit. I got a vacation coming up, so I got to get myself together.
Where are you going?
Cabo.
Ooh.
Let's go. Little paprika on top, and then I'll show you guys what this is looking like. Dang, this ain't open either. Oh my gosh.
Show us. I'm about to do mine over here too. While you're cooking, I'm gonna cook a little something.
Yes, give us a scoop, girl.
We're gonna get some things going. Now, this is mine is a little bit different from yours because mine is all about ease and simplicity because that's how I cook. Okay. Like I don't cook things that are gonna be too hard or gonna take too long because usually I cook when I'm hungry. And I'm not cooking for fun. Even though I may look like I'm having fun, I'm never cooking just for fun, okay?
No, never. It's hot. Girl,
that's not
now. I don't know why I wore the satin shirt.
Look, because you're trying to be cute. You're trying to give. You were trying. Okay, so I'm gonna get my little workstation. Here's what I did here, guys. So I have something that is super innovative. Okay, thanks to TikTok. Hold on. Okay, I have something that is innovative. TikTok is there for all of us in a pinch. And I learned something that has saved many minutes in my mornings. I have some people call them step kids, some people call them bonus kids. I call them both depending on the day. And they love step kids. They love saying, hello, stepmother. It's a thing here. They love it. Anyhow, we love to cook things on this. Ooh, wait, show us.
Just a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of brown, you know what I'm saying? But I put it in the oven, then I'll add a little bit of brown.
Yum, yum. Okay, here's what I have here. This right here is a waffle maker.
Ooh.
And I put everything in it. So I make waffles or biscuits in the waffle maker. And the reason why is because it cooks literally in a fraction of the time. All right, so and it's fun. Kids love to eat anything that's a little bit dessertish, and you can totally dessert up or savory up, depending on what you prefer, in the waffle maker. So it's hot. It's been heating up the whole time. Okay, so here we go. So I'm gonna take this biscuit. I had some biscuits from earlier. I saved it for this, It's not giving. It got really soft.
It's not good.
So here's my biscuit dough. I'm gonna take this biscuit dough. I'm gonna put it right here on said waffle maker. I'm gonna shut it, just like that. All right. And then I'm gonna grab my plate because this is gonna be done in a second. Remember, picture this: you are getting up in the morning. You're trying to get your daughter out the house. You're running a little bit late. You have an interview with Denzel Washington, and you're like, girl, and she's been crying about her hair because she's into her looks these days. You know, mommy, I don't want to wear that. And now you're like, we're late, girl, we're late. So she's like, but I need to eat. You're like, you're right, you do. So what you do is this. You say, we don't have time for gourmet, but we're going to do pretend gourmet. So you grab your waffle maker and you put in there that little biscuit I just showed you. Okay. And watch what happens. Oops, hold on. Too soon. Okay. Too soon. Now, waffle maker is amazing because it has a little adjuster. So you can go ahead and, determine how brown you want your items to be. All right. So this is what we have going here. In about 2 seconds, it's going to be done. In the meanwhile, you grab your plate. So, Jen, you put everything right in front of you. Remember, you're rushing. This you don't have time. It's not messy. All right. You don't want to be coined a bad mom. Sent you to school with no food.
Not the
no vegetables.
Not the move.
Fruit. Not the move, honey. How's it coming for you? How's it coming for you?
Oh, mine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's coming along. The potatoes are in the oven, so I'm gonna let those go. I have a little bit of garlic and herb butter. I'm gonna put it in this bowl along with a couple of seasoning for the asparagus. So I'm gonna get that seasoning going. So that way, after a few minutes of the potatoes being in there, I'll add the asparagus to it, and then I'll add the salmon last because it's only gonna be there for about 10 minutes.
Ooh.
You gotta have a process.
We gotta have a process. Let's get some honey. We are dolling this stuff. This is not gonna be an ordinary biscuit. Now you can do this in the evening too, guys. You came home, you had to work late, and so you say, "Oh my God, I don't have a lot of time." Throw a biscuit in here for the kids, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna get a little gravy. Get you a little gravy. Watch this. This. Oh, dang it. Hold on. Everything's over here. I was going to cook on this side, but okay, I'm back finally.
Okay, we got the whipped cream. Okay.
Boom. Okay, so look, now we have ourselves. Look at this. Check this out, everyone. This is your waffle biscuit. We're going to put we're going to drizzle a little honey on here. Remember, you could put an egg on top of it if you have a little bit of time. But we're going to put a little honey because, kids like, this is good. Honey's good for you. All right. Don't ask me what the benefits are, but I know I read somewhere it is good for you.
TikTok told me.
TikTok told me. Now you want to take a little bit of this. Yes. Then you take a little bit of this whipped cream. Now look, how long has this taken you?
How long has it been?
Yeah, how long has this taken?
Girl, it's taking you like 10 minutes. 10 minutes. With that. Like you moving.
There we go. Boom. And now we have breakfast for the kiddo, and you don't feel like a bad mother, and she's happy. And there's your breakfast. Biscuits take 10 minutes to cook usually. This took about 3.
It did.
There we have it.
And it looks good too. Okay, you got some strawberries on there too, I see.
Girl, the kids need to have the antioxidants. It's still COVID season.
There we go. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So I've got to eat the kids' food. Let me show get a quick picture of this. It doesn't look as amazing as it did a second ago, but that's just a basic little biscuit.
I see. Okay.
Let's go ahead and cut into this.
And that was perfect timing because, like you said, I definitely tend to cook when I'm hungry. It's right. Just not something I think to do by myself unless I have a new recipe and I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? Oh, girl, that biscuit sent you.
I got what I came for, daughter. I got what I came for.
That's all you need. That is all you need.
Oh, wait, how you coming?
It's coming good. It's coming good. I'm getting my seasoning on my asparagus. So kind of show you what I have going on in a moment. but I'm wrapping up the seasoning on that. I don't really have to do a whole lot, but let's see. Oh yes, I need my onion powder. I don't know what it is. Garlic powder, onion powder. I need it all. I just need it all. I don't know. I need a little flavor without too much salt. So I have my asparagus. Hopefully I don't drop any more, but it's seasoned, looking good. And then once I put it, yes, boo. And then once I get ready to put it in the oven, I take a lemon, a real lemon, and I just squeeze lemon juice on top and add a little Parmesan. Actually, I squeeze a little lemon on, put it in the oven for like a few minutes, and then for the last 10 minutes or so, I'll put some Parmesan cheese on top, shredded Parmesan cheese. Let that thing get brown and cheesy and yummy and all that good stuff. So I'm trying to be healthy and still watch myself.
So how long will it take for that to cook? Obviously, it's not going to finish while we're on the phone, but how long will that take?
It's not. You'll have to follow me. I'll put the end result. But the potatoes take, I guess I could have put them in there when I'm talking all the time. The potatoes take about, I would say like 20 minutes. And then after about like 5, I put in the asparagus. And then after another 5, I do the salmon. So it tends to go by quick, I feel like, when I layer it that way. But yeah. And if something gets done, a little bit sooner, I have a plate over here so that I can just scoop it off and then put everything else back in for a few minutes and kind of roll with that.
I love it. Where did you get your love and your ability for cooking?
Oh, my mama and my grandmother. Yeah, my grandmother, I remember she taught me how to like wash the greens, just chip the peas, snapping the peas, all that stuff. I did at my grandmother's house. And I used to love walking in her house. My mom said, yep. I used to love walking in her house and smelling the food. Like, even when she wasn't cooking, you knew she had cooked at some point or she's thinking about it. You knew it was coming. It just gives such a sense of like comfort and home for me. So it's a little different now because I'm here, not in a full house of like 5, 10 people anymore, like when I go out with my grandmother. So it doesn't smell as like food all the time, especially because I'm so busy. But that's definitely where I got my love for cooking. And I think what keeps me intrigued about it is the fact that my mom has so many secret ingredients that she don't want to tell me. So
she can't tell you.
She said, you just gotta just trust me. I feel like she's got to hold on so that I need her. I think it's what it is. She wants me to need her, so she'll tell me everything.
You gotta call her. She's like, you gotta call me. So Mom,
I'll be right there. And I'm like, oh, what's in this? Like, you gotta teach me. She's like, okay, I'll walk you through it. And then what she'll do is when my back is turned to go get something, she'll put something in there real quick.
Oh, she's not playing.
She's playing.
But no, she's not. Actually, no, she's not playing. She did. She said, no, I didn't come to play. You're gonna, yeah.
She did not. She wants me to learn. Things you learn.
Yep. That's it. So, gotta catch it. That's so good.
What about you? The kitchen therapy, like where love for? I know you kind of mentioned the environment of the kitchen for, but do you have a love for cooking? Where that might have come from?
You know what? Okay, as a kid, I liked cooking as much as any other kid. It wasn't like an obsession. It wasn't like I was the one who was like just 14, 15, like in the kitchen. No. I was like more into like art, like sewing and drawing and like talking and you know what I'm saying? That was me. I wasn't in the kitchen. Yeah. But as a little kid, yes, I'm gonna stir that. Can I have the bowl? Like that was my memories of food, My passion for food probably came, it's so weird. You're not gonna expect this. No one even, I think my sister might know this because I told her.
Oh wow.
I was watching, it's so random. Okay. I developed a love for cooking in 3 different occasions. I had a neighbor who was Jamaican, and he would make the best steamed fish. And I was like, oh my God, you're the best cook ever. Like, how do you know how to cook so good? He's like, it's not hard. You put the fish in the skillet, put a little bit of liquid in there. Don't let it fry. Put your tomatoes, onions, let it develop some juice and cook it. And I'm like, okay, so I started doing it, and I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. So I got some confidence right there from cooking with him. I realized it isn't that bad. And no, cooking is not that hard. It just takes time. You just take a little bit of time and season it. Don't dry it out and season it. So that was that. My other thing was I was watching, this is so random. I was watching the movie The Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. Tell me why that whole little episode, Rugi Kakatuli, whatever he was saying. You love that movie too?
Oh, yes.
Why me, Lord? Why me? I ain't cuss my boss or nothing, Lord. So for those of you who ain't seen it, you gotta go watch it. It's so good. But she cooked it. She has such a passion for food. And when she went to Prague, is that what it's called? Prague? When she was in that country, and she was trying all the foods, and she'd be in the kitchen, like just having a good old time, holding up a little chicken, making it dance. I was like, and so it inspired something in me to actually like cook more for myself. And so she was one of my inspirations to actually like cook more because it looked fun. Yeah. And then I fell in love with it, and then I found it was a way to connect. That was it.
That's actually, it's funny that you mentioned that because I typically would only really cook when I really wanted something that I only could make the way that I like it, or if I was hosting something. But it's funny that you mentioned as a way to connect, because cooking has kind of become a way to connect with myself in a way lately. Like it's a way of caring for myself, because it does take patience. It takes care, it takes thought, it takes intention. And usually if I'm hungry, I'll just go out and grab something, especially if, my daughter's not with me at the time. It's just so much quicker to go get something and have someone do it for me. But especially after COVID happened, I really learned like, okay, if I really want to take care of myself and know what's going on in my own body and, all that stuff, let me just take the time to cook something for myself. And it's a labor of love for myself. And it's so funny that I would only do that for other people when they would come. And now I'm learning to do it for me. For myself that time and that patience and that good food.
That good food. Right. Yes. I mean, and here's the thing. You hit on something I didn't mention, but I was totally like the reason. If you watch my other kitchen therapy with Candi-Lu, when I would just cook, all I would do is stand in this kitchen, I would just cook. One of the reasons why I really value cooking is what's in your food. Like we live in a time where we don't know what's in it. Like even down to like what's in what's the sub ingredient, like they have, I find there's soybean oil in everything. And you don't really know what kind of oils people are using in the restaurants, which I love to eat out. I eat out all the time. But I really value the times when I'm at home and I get to just determine like what kind of ingredients, what quality ingredients I'm going to put into my body. I try to stay away from processed food, biscuits and things like that's every now and then. And that's mainly, when you're in a pinch. But biscuits in the can, those are processed. It's not good for you. Too much of that stuff isn't good for you. But yeah, that's where my passion for food came from. I'm sure you never would have guessed it was Queen Latifah. The Last Holiday.
Yes. You just brought back that because I didn't think about that. Movies. And too, like I actually saw with a friend. I forgot what it was called. I wasn't it was this Christmas, but maybe last Christmas I had Donald Glover and Danny Glover in it and somebody else. But he had to learn how to make his wife's sweet potato pie because she had passed away, and all his kids were coming for Thanksgiving. And just how many times he tried to get it right. It was such a testament of how food really does connect you with memories. It does, it does a lot of things for you. So that to me always stuck out. It's like, okay, that's why I love cooking. That's why I love food, because, it's just like I said, it's a good labor of love for sure. Almost.
Yes. Thank you, Mrs. Little. Yeah, that was such a touching movie. Because he just wanted to, he wanted to feel his wife during the holidays. One of the things that I really remember from my childhood, because when you grow up in a family, you tend to have traditions, and every summer something happens, or every winter something, every Christmas you have a certain food. Every summer, my mom would make this cookies and cream vanilla ice cream thing. She would take the Oreos and the icing and she would mash it up and she would put it inside of the ice cream. She would fold it in there and she put it inside of this container, this plastic container, smooth it out, put it in the freezer, let it get, whatever it did, it got solid. I guess it was already solid, but it solidified a little bit. Oh, she put whipped cream in there too. She folded whipped cream in there. So it's whipped cream, cookies, Oreo cookies, the ice cream, and the everything mixed together. That is something. I probably was about 4 years old. I remember my mother making that. And so to this day, one of my favorite childhood memories is that Oreo ice cream combination. And so it's so simple, but yeah, it's so simple.
It is.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. If you don't want to talk about it right now, you don't have to. I know that this is uncomfortable. You know where I'm going because we talked about this already. Are you comfortable? Okay.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So this past year, you lost someone very close to you. You shared with us earlier. It was your dad.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to you and your family still. Because even though you may not be posting about it, it's still running its course. You feel the loss of your dad. So I just want to say my heart really, really goes out to you. So how did you get through the holidays?
I mean, to be honest, he actually passed away on December 27th. So it was right after Christmas. So you might want to ask that again going through this next holiday. Getting through New Year's though, which again is another trip because the 30th was his birthday. And the 30th was also my parents' second wedding anniversary. So going through Christmas, we thought, he was doing well. I FaceTimed him. I really wanted to go visit, but I had my daughter with me and I didn't want her to see her, papa in the hospital. And I thought, well, I'll just go see him next week. But then things took a, really quick turn the next day and, gone. So it was like, it was kind of a trip. Just thinking that was kind of our life. Time so close to the holidays, and then when his birthday came, it was like he had 3 more days, and he was going to be another year. But one thing about my dad that he always was, and kind of is in a way, because when I think about him, this is what I think about, is just being grateful. He is such a grateful person. He was grateful for every single day, grateful for every single year. My dad, if he told you his testimony, he went through years of, getting involved in things like drugs and drinking and stuff like that for a really long time. And it took him a lot, and a lot of faith and a lot of honesty and a lot of walk with God and going through my parents' divorce and all of that, losing his family for him to really get right. So my gratefulness is in that he got it right. The last about 20 years of his life, all about family. I have a brother and a sister that were his, and then my mom had a son, and then there was me, my younger brother. So it's like a Brady Bunch. And there was a moment where I didn't think any of us all really come together. But my dad was that glue that got everybody together. And next thing you know, we're in group chat and we're doing Zoom meetings together and all that stuff. So my dad was just so appreciative and so grateful for every single day. And so as I go through this process, even me and my family, that's how we try to live. And it's weird because it feels like we're living in an alternate universe. I still wait for him to walk through the door, still wait to hear his voice, little things like that. So it's just that he's not physically here, but we feel him and we hear him all the time. So we're just grateful for the life that he lived, the testimony that he has, the legacy he left with us. We're grateful more than anything that he is with the Lord. I mean, we saw the glory on his face. And he just knew he has seen the God. And we have such a hope in the future, knowing that we'll be together again. you know, we won't miss a beat. So that's how we're getting through it. It's still a process. It's still hard. You know, obviously I have good days and bad days. But even on my worst days, rooted in just gratefulness. Like I had a really amazing day. Because there was a time when I was about 14 and I didn't know where he was or what he was doing. And he was out of my life for a few years. I always thought about what if my dad died out on the street and I didn't know him. I wouldn't know what his favorite song was. I wouldn't know how to honor him. You know,
you had that fear at 14. You had that fear at 14 years old. Ooh,
and I honestly would I would listen to songs and say, okay, these are the songs I remember him playing for me. So let me take a note. I honestly thought at that point he might die. And I would have to bury my dad at 14. But thankfully, you know, 22 years later, you know, God gave us some really full time to really build a relationship. So close, he's my best friend. And both my parents are my best friends. So I'm just thankful to God for all he's done for my dad. And he's been here all the time.
Yeah. What? Okay, one last thing about your dad in this conversation. First, I just have to say your dad has left amazing legacy. I think I messaged you that before.
You did.
Your brother was preaching. And I was like, my goodness. Like, it goes to show us we are not our decisions. We are not our mistakes. We are who God called us to be. And your dad was a man of God. Even in those moments, he was just walking a path, but God was like, pulled him on back. Right. And he left these deposits right on in you guys. Like the legacy's rich. I mean, that message, I forget what it was about, but I remember watching and being like, dang, like it was so good. And to see you and, you know, and I looked at your parents' page and like the ministry page counseling. And I'm just like, man, this family, I didn't know you, but I was literally like heartbroken because you could just feel the love. Your dad left a legacy of love. And I'm sure so much more, but love is there. So question for you.
Yes.
What is your most fun or funny memory with your dad?
Oh man, my most funny. There are so many.
I saw y'all playing spades in one of your things. I was like, they had a good time.
That's always a good time. Always a good time. I mean, I would say just in general, the most fun memories I have of my dad is playing board games. Anytime we got together, we're about to play phase 10. You know what's funny about him? Even though he wasn't even about to play, he had no intention of playing. If me and my siblings were there, he's like, y'all about to play phase 10? Y'all about to play Monopoly? Y'all about to do something together? I'm gonna sit over here and fall asleep here, but y'all about to do something. So it was just funny to see him want us to get together and have those memories. But the most funny thing about my dad was a kid. It's high five.
Yes, I do.
Anytime. Yes, I don't even want to do it. Just in case I get in trouble. You know, that was
I did it wrong, so I didn't put any.
Don't do it. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. But anytime Tommy dog comes on, he tries to hold it in. You can see him. You know, he starts to rock. He starts to get glasses on. Get this little look on his face. He starts like this. Okay. You know, he turns to the knee. Even at the house, I have footage of the boss footage of him. Footage in the house. He grabbed his two hats. He's just dancing by his stuff. You know, as if his brothers were right there.
What school did he go to?
What'd you say now?
What school did he go to?
He went to Vincent. I think it's called Indiana. And he also went to Indiana University. And we're from Gary. We're from Gary. So he's from Gary, Indiana. And that's one of my favorite memories. And it was such a memory that we actually danced to Atomic Dog at my wedding.
That's special.
That was a part of our routine.
Do you remember the dance? I'm not going to ask you to do it. I promise you.
I do remember that. I was actually just looking at it.
How you do this? How you do this? Do this.
I don't know if I could do it. I mean, it was just a little rock. We just rocked, Atomic Dog, and then eventually, I used to be on a dance team, and we had this. Beyonce did this car thing, and they were like, we did that on the dance team. My dad loved it so much. He said, "Can we do the car thing?" So we did the little car thing. He was on that side, I was on this side. I might post it on Instagram. Y'all follow me on Instagram. I'll probably put it in my story. Throwback Thursday. So
yeah. I love it. Thank you for sharing a little bit about your dad. It warmed my heart. And obviously, my cheeks hurt because I'm smiling, and I'm like,
yes,
it's close to your heart forever. You were on the dance team.
I was on the dance team. Yeah, I was a dance team, and then I was a dance team coach after that. So.
Well, I think that is so cool. You have such a well-rounded life. We're going to wrap this up. So I know you want to probably go actually really cook your dinner and probably really eat your.
Like I said, I don't want to.
Let's see it. Let's see what you got.
Okay. It's definitely coming along. So this is what we have. I have it kind of lined up there. I'm getting ready to stir everything and flip it up. And hold on. And then I'll put it back in for a few more minutes. Kind of let everything brown.
That looks so delicious.
Yeah,
those
really
potatoes.
good.
What did you season them with again?
I season the potatoes with onion powder, a little bit of the seasoning. Put it on everything. Some people use hot sauce. Some people use seasoning. So this is my jam. And then I added a little bit of paprika. I heard paprika really don't do nothing but change the color. But it's one of my favorite things. So I just added a few things. I'm gonna throw the salmon in, and like I said on my stories, when it's done, I'll show you guys my plate.
You gotta show us. Hey, what's your mom's favorite season? I see your mom on here, so I want to bring her in a little bit. What is your mom's favorite season? What's her go-to to make things?
What's her go-to? You know what? I'm not gonna tell all her secrets, but there is this one, this vinegar that she just put me on to. I think it's called. I don't know if Mom, you want to type it in there, but it's not apple vinegar, but it's some sort of like wine vinegar or something like that. And she's been putting that on some of her meats. She's been putting it on some of her, like her cabbage. She put a little bit in there. And I was like, oh, I can taste the difference. So a little bit of vinegar. But I'll tell you, my mom taught me how to do mac and cheese. That thing will send your soul.
Right on to it.
That I will say. Amino acid.
Coconut amino.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that. You know what though? Cooking with vinegar though is really good. I love to take a little bit of vinegar, maybe like a teaspoon, when I'm sauteing green beans, like the long string beans. I'll saute those with like a little bit of onions and tomatoes and put a little salt and pepper. And then I'll throw at the very end, once it's softened up, I'll throw a little bit of vinegar in. It takes it to the next level. Not a lot, because it'll be too vinegary. Right. Just a little bit, add that little bit of acid, the acidity that gives it that bite. Oh, yes. It lightens it. It brings it alive. It's so good.
I need to get brave enough to try the vinegar.
You've got to, just a little bit. Just a little, like the apple. Not a lot. The apple cider vinegar is delicious. Growing up, my grandmother used to make the vinegar cucumbers and tomatoes and onions. Did y'all grow up on that?
Ooh, I think so.
It has like a little sugar, vinegar, water. I think it's water in there. Cucumbers, tomatoes, and onions. And it sits there for, maybe a day or whatever and marinates.
Right.
Okay. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's your fish?
Yes, this is the salmon. Salmon, teriyaki salmon. We're ready to take it out and put it on the baking pan there. It only has to bake for about 10 to 12 minutes. So we'll kind of see. I think everything is getting ready to finish up. So
yeah, you get to see. Okay. While you're pulling that out, I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm just gonna rapid fire them. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay. So, all right. Let's see. I'm gonna see which ones I want to do. It's not gonna be a ton, but it's gonna be some. Okay. When it comes to lashes, Do we like individuals or do we like strips?
Strips, girl.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. It's just too easy. I can't get away from it.
Girl, I have on strips now. I have on the magnetic.
Those are awesome too. It's just the liner part. It was hard for me to get the liner off. I felt like it ripped off a few of my lashes. So I'm a person, once I have a bad experience with it, I stick with what I know. But I might try those again because they are really easy.
Right. I did individuals once. I didn't like that for me. It was too much maintenance and too much. I can't do that. Okay. So, no. Okay. So you're a strip person. Is there a brand?
Oh, Kiss. Kiss is wispy.
Awesome. I have on Kiss right now. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. This is a silly question, but it's a real one. Have you ever cried in the mirror before?
Have I what now?
Ever cried? Have you ever been crying like you've been feeling a little low? Mm-hmm. And you cried. You like just kind of took a little sneak peek at yourself in the mirror to see how pitiful you look. Have you ever done that?
Girl. Yes, girl. Anybody who says I know I have because I don't really see it. I don't like to see myself cry. I don't like crying in front. But sometimes, shamelessly, I go in and I reach for the toilet paper and the Kleenex and I just take a peek at myself in the mirror, dab the tears away, just to see what I look like.
You like, I feel so sorry for me right now. They should do me better. Like, look, I mean, I have. Just and it's just kind of like you're just like, and as soon as I look there, it's like, yeah. Okay. Do you do an ugly cry or you do a cute cry?
Oh,
like ugly cries like that.
Usually crying is pretty bad. So I don't have a cute cry face. Sometimes I'm able to just do like a little quiver and just let the tear fall. But I'm by myself. I'm not really crying.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Another question for you. I already asked you that one earlier. Okay, dating age. I was watching Ellen DeGeneres, and she had Diddy on there. And Diddy was talking about his daughters. Did you see this one on did you see this one? He was talking about his daughters. But I did see that. That was an interesting conversation. Yes, so the question was, what is the appropriate dating age for your daughter? You have a daughter. He was like 17. And then Ellen said 14. So, I mean, that's like you got a crush and you just can't really do nothing about it, but see him at school. That's how I grew up. But tell me what's your thoughts? When can your daughter date? And when did you date?
You know what's funny? My ex-husband was my first actual boyfriend. I didn't start dating him until I was like 25. So wow. I wasn't. I'm not talking about somebody like you, like them. You know what I mean? And you might be talking, but in an actual relationship wise, he was my first actual boyfriend. So as far as my daughter, I feel like 17, 18. It just depends on what the purpose is at that time. Like as a teenager, it's almost like I hate to relate to it, but it's almost like social media. Look at age, give your child an account, she has exposure to all these things. Well, as long as she understands what this phase in her life is really about, knowing how to manage your emotions in a romantic relationship is not a bad thing. And I want to be able to be there to guide her through that and not necessarily cut her off because I don't want to get her to be an adult age, but she's dating like she's 17 because it's the first one. I think that you have to, first of all, know yourself and be, have that self-confidence. So it really might just depend on the child. I think that my daughter's a mature person. But if at 17 she's just not mature enough to know what to do, what not to do, maybe her self-esteem isn't there, she doesn't know how to handle rejection, if something happens. Maybe right now is at the time we need to figure that out and with some emotional maturity so that it might hurt if something happens down the line, but you know that, okay, right now my focus is school, my focus is my dreams, my focus is on getting my money up, it's saving, it's wealth, but there's someone that I like that I want to just spend my time with, whether it's going to the movies, just hanging out, and that can really be a good, friendship. Don't things don't work out, but she has to be emotionally mature, and I think she has to understand what that phase of her life is really for.
You want her to be able to
if somebody was a teen parent or something, not to shame anybody, but that's a point in time in her life. She only gets one time to be really every age, and there is that wisdom that you have to have.
Absolutely.
Sometimes the only way you know is to be. There's just certain things I didn't know about dating.
Until you're dating, you can't. And I knew everything about marriage until I got married. I was like, oh, I didn't know nothing about it. I don't even give marriage advice anymore. I used to give marriage advice. Let me help you.
Oh God, no. That ain't none of my business. That's not my tax bracket. I can't. I got out mine. Why would I be in yours? To deal with one marriage and one phase. That's one thing I definitely learned. I'm not any rush to do anything, but I definitely stay out people relationships. It really is about. People ask advice. I might give my take. But it's really about you. If there's anything I learned from my dad, passing away, you want somebody. You want somebody there with you.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, it was about you and them.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Nobody else matters as much as your spouse. So choosing right and being right is important.
Choosing. Okay. And we're about to wrap this up. So I'm going to I said rapid fire, but these just got so good. I did elaborate.
I know. We want to keep wrapping up, or we want to keep joining. What's up, bro? My girl just
Hey, girl. Okay. So choosing. Now, this next go round, how will you choose differently, or will you choose the same? What will your choosing look like? What will dating look like for you this go round?
Oh man. I can't say. In some ways, I would choose it. I don't know. Some ways I would choose it. In some ways I would choose differently, obviously, because it didn't. I would say that this go round, I have a child involved, and how I mold her is at the forefront of my mind each and every day. So who I choose to be in my life is extremely important. So some things that I desire, but I'm not holding myself to. There's some things I'm holding myself to, like I do want them to have a relationship with God on their own. I want them to care about their own self-improvement, being able to reflect on their own life and make decisions.
Yes.
I want them to desire for them to be mentorship and advice from other people. Someone who understands that everybody has childhood trauma, but they know what theirs are, and they're not afraid to talk about it. They're not afraid to face it, especially if it means, becoming a better person for themselves. So just somebody who doesn't mind self-improvement, someone who's not stuck in the trauma of their past. They're willing to move forward. And
real quick, just to interject right there, everybody has some form of trauma, and I think that it's easy. We have to extend grace, right? But I think there's a difference between sitting in it versus taking responsibility for it. There comes a point where you're like, well, I didn't have a dad. I didn't have a mom. I lived on the street. I wasn't okay. All those are real. And there's trauma that comes from that. But it's now you are as my friend Ashley says, you're a big age now. So what responsibility are you going to take for where you are? What kind of ownership? What are you going to do? That hurts. So now what are we going to do to get that pain out of you? And so I think we all have to turn that corner. What are your thoughts on that in terms of having grace, but also,
I don't like to compare it to work or having a job, but I feel like that's something that a lot of folks can relate to, whether you've been in a marriage or not, or in a relationship or not. So when I was a manager, I had to learn how to hire really well, depending on what was going on at the time. I used to run a salon. So in the beginning, I felt bad, and not really felt bad, but I wanted to give everybody a chance. I would extend that grace, right? I was extending a lot of grace. They really wanted the job. They were really passionate about what they did, but sometimes it wasn't the best hire because I needed someone who was technically strong. I had clients who were looking to sit down with somebody to share who what they were doing. I didn't have the time to train them and take care of my clients and take care of the team and do all the other things I had to do. So I think that I took passion and put it in the same category as knowing how to do something. So when it comes to dating, somebody might really want to be in your presence, or they might they really want you to be a part of their life, and they want to be a part of yours, and the passion is there. But if you don't really know how, you don't have the desire to love me for who I am, and understand that I have our differences. And if you're not willing to look at yourself and be able to sometimes self-train, those people that I hired that might not have been the best hire. I told them, I said, I don't have a lot of time to train you. This is what you're really good at, but this is what I can get you to someone and help you with that. Your responsibility is to take your downtime to practice. I'll be there to learn. I had this one trainer who said you have to own your own learning. If you're in a big class and you have to do a haircut, you're responsible for your learning. I can't be the same viewership for everybody. You might have to shift to catch what you need to catch to become a better hairstyle. That always stuck with me. So even as an adult, there's a chance for you to show grace. And this person might be dealing with something, but I see them owning their own learning. I see them maybe reading books. They started going to therapy. They're able to observe. Like, I know sometimes I get a little loud. My bad, I realize that. Let me be quiet next time. I'm practicing. I'm working on it. I'm doing it. And I see you actually trying to be better, not just for me, but really for yourself. You're really taking ownership and responsibility for your own learning on how to be a good partner. Then that I feel is like that good balance between grace and ownership. And that's something that I'm practicing to give myself first. Yeah. I have to give myself grace, but I also have to take ownership and, own my own learning to become a better woman for my spouse and for my So that's the balance that I have to learn. Sorry, it was a long answer.
No, sometimes their quick answers just don't do it. Like sometimes it takes more than a few words to express and explain something that magnitude. We're talking about, coming into a relationship with levels of issues and how someone chooses to work that out of themselves and how you choose to manage being in a relationship with that person. Like you said, it's not about perfection. It's not about having it resolved. It's about, is a person actively taking the steps for the resolve? Are you taking the steps for the resolve? Because it goes both ways, Absolutely. It's always easier to see issues in other people. But are we taking inventory, being introspective enough in our own lives to make those changes?
Absolutely.
Like I'm vocal. So my husband, he'll know like where I think he's right. But he won't necessarily be so vocal to say where I need to go. So I could walk around thinking that I'm like, oh, I'm good, So it's important that I step back and put that mirror, like you said, take that mirror and look. Yeah. Purpose. What does purpose mean to you?
Oh man. Purpose to me is it's that cornerstone that I come back to, and that foundation. It's like your running shoes when you want to go running. It's the thing that protects you in a way from getting out of alignment from yourself and from what God has for you. It's something that is continuing to be sought out, that never really ends. I think that in the many things that I've done, there's the underlying purpose of encouraging and helping people and really showing people love and being an example of what it's like to, just trust God and walk by faith. And, I think everything that I've done up to this point has that underlying message. So I think the purpose is, it's like the theme song to your life. It's the soundtrack to, how people feel when they're around you, what they see when they have, what they feel when they're with you. And it really is what God says that you are. And I don't believe that he gives anyone something totally out of their passion or out of their desires, that they would hate. But I think that he gives you, he ultimately lets you know that there's a purpose for your life.
What's yours?
Oh, what's my purpose? Like I said, my purpose and where I feel like the connection is really, to just be a beacon and a shining light for women. And my purpose right now is to really be a child of God first. Is to love God and allow him to love me. And one thing that he's been really showing me my purpose is to share that. It's to not hold that message, but to even hold the journey, to share that. To allow it, so that other women, especially people who are newly married or mothers or what have you, they can see, and through that purpose, I actually connect with other women who are able to, like you were able to teach me something, and we're able to connect. And I believe that's what God's been doing in this time. I feel like He's teaching people how to connect, not just in person, but so many different ways to connect nowadays. He's using them, to show what he can do in people's lives. So I feel like that's what my purpose is.
Wow, that's powerful. The connection. As you said, the connection and the importance of it. I really feel like that is what God's doing right now. And it doesn't surprise me, because if you look at everything that's going on, from the guy in the grocery store in Buffalo to, you watch the news every day, it's something. And I think that that's due to, obviously, so many, it's not, one specific factor, but I do believe it's lack of connection. I think it's people are not connected. They're not connected to the right people. They're not connected, obviously, to the right source.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking a little bit differently. I've never done this, and I didn't plan on doing this. I feel like we're on TBN. Okay.
Let me put that down. It's water now, y'all. It's just ice.
No, but can you just pray for?
Oh, girl, I knew you was
quick.
gonna say that.
We're on TBN now. Listen. Listen. No, I want you to pray for connection for people. I'm about to laugh because I'm silly and I laugh a lot. But look at you. But on the real, I want you to pray for the world. The whole world. No, but pray for people that they would be connected. Pray for connection in people so that sound decisions will be made, so that loneliness will be eradicated, whatever it is, like just however you feel led to pray about connection and people, and the impact that these people that will get the connection they need will then have. So connection and people. If that makes sense.
It does.
It does.
Forgive me if it's short and sweet. I'm a short and sweet prayer. So much, but
hey.
Heavenly Father, we just come before you right now, just thanking you first of all for Candi, for her opening her platform up to not just me, but to her audience and those and beyond who might see it right now and those who might see it after. And first, I just pray a special blessing over Candi's life, over her business, over her channel, over her marriage, her bonus stepkids, her entire life. We just pray a special blessing over her. We pray that your hand be upon her and that she feels your presence each and every day with her, and that you remind her that you're right beside her through everything that she might be going through and dealing with. And we pray the same for those who might be watching. We thank you, Lord, that you are the ultimate connection. You are the only one who can control us to our purpose, who can connect us to unconditional love. You said that you are the vine and we are the branches. Without connection to you, we can't truly experience all that you have for us. You also said that as long as you are in us, we have overcome the world. So anything that we might be doing that just seems to be against our trap, and we feel so engulfed in it that there's just no way of escape. Remember that as long as you are in us, and that we impart ourselves with you by spending time with you each and every day. That you are regardless of what we've done, regardless of where we are, regardless of the decisions that are with us, as long as you are there, you are allowing us to overcome the world. For that power that we have, the Holy Spirit, for wisdom in our decisions, in our businesses, that our ministry goes before us, create a path for us, places of the right time, in the right place, around the right, that there's a hedge of protection around us, and those who may have faith, even presence will show up, and the power of God will show up, and even the peace of God will show up, and they're like, they feel true connection with you, even when they're alone. Thank you, Lord, for all that you've done, all that you're able to do for us. We are so grateful just for the gift of Jesus Christ, all that you've done, and all that you have planned for us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. That was beautiful. That was good. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for praying. I believe prayer changes. I believe that God, when we pray, He goes out. His word does not return void. He responds to His word quickly. So yeah, somebody's life has changed now because of the prayer that went forward. So thank you. Okay, so we're going to move forward to we're turning the channel from TVN. Okay.
Oh Lord, we turn from TVN. Where we going? Bravo, where we going, girl? We TVN.
We're gonna we're gonna go real quick. No, we are actually gonna go to Lifetime. Have you been watching Married at First Sight?
Girl, listen, Kristen Page done worked my nerves. I have not been watching Married at First Sight. I kind of segued over to Love at First Sight on Netflix and got into some of those. You haven't seen it?
No.
Girl, that's a different. Okay, so I'm just gonna explain the concept real quick for those who may not know. Love at First Sight on Netflix, only in its second season, so it's still new. The first season was bomb. And what happened was, what they do is they have these groups of guys and these groups of girls, and no one sees each other. They have these pods, and you have to go into different people's pods to date them without seeing them. There's a wall that they can't see, so you have to learn how to connect without seeing someone, without knowing what they look like. You can ask questions, but the whole idea is to make a true connection. At the end of 10 days, they have to choose someone. The men have to choose someone to propose to, and there's women and girls who propose. But they have to choose someone to propose to, and then they're engaged. Then they see each other. Then they move in together. Then they, decide if they want to stay engaged. And they find out at the altar if they want to actually get married or not.
Wait, I think I said, okay. I forgot the name of it.
Is it ringing a bell?
Lauren and Cameron for the first season. Are they the ones?
Who?
Lauren and Cameron.
Lauren, there is a yes. Lauren,
yes.
I love them.
Listen, it is such. Yes, I forgot the name of it. I totally forgot. I'm like, no, I didn't see that. It is such a good show. And now that's the only season I've ever watched. I've never watched another season of it since then. So I might need to give it a try.
It's not the same. Those seasons are not the same, to be honest. Like there's only, like I said, one other season, but it's just different. That first season, they understood the assignment. I'm still on the second season. It's just, people have seen it, so they know maybe what other questions to ask and kind of see, can I find out how much they weigh, or can I do that? But it actually became a little bit of a learning lesson when they try to do that. So, it's a roundabout way to the same thing, but that first season, they did it right. Let me tell you, Netflix, their production value was amazing. They came back with like a reunion, and then they did a follow-up a year later. Then they did like another follow-up. Like they really let you see like who's still together, who's not, and it really was like a reality TV show. It was amazing. The Ultimatum, that one is the one I got to get into too.
Oh. Okay, I've seen that. I've watched one of the episodes. It's actually really good. It's really good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. I only watched one, so I can't really speak on it too much. We watch one episode. But
TikTok kind of gave some stuff away, but I think I'll still go back and watch it just so I can get the journey, you know, and see what happens.
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool. Okay, my other types of shows. I mean, I love reality TV. I like relationship TV. I used to clown reality TV. It's like,
so did I.
I'm like, it's so low level. Like, no, okay, maybe it is, but maybe I like it. Okay, I like low level. Like, I think it's really great. You know?
Yes. I just got into Housewives myself because I really didn't watch a whole lot of TV. But now that you know I'm in media, there's a lot of house. But I might have different people on, and I don't want to be like, I never saw it. So I'm getting into different shows now, just so I know what's going on. But man,
it's good. Okay, so I started watching Potomac, and you watch that one?
Yes. Yes. I haven't seen like the most recent season, but I love New Jersey.
Okay, your mom's in New Jersey.
Girl. When I tell you I just sat through 12 seasons over the last month, New Jersey. That's a whole other vibe. I'm usually like Atlanta, too much, except for maybe Potomac.
Yeah.
That New Jersey. That's my kind of
they don't talk about that one kind of went a little like left at one point. I want to say, didn't like the husband go to prison and
yes.
Yeah.
Teresa, Judice, and Joe.
Yes.
Girl, I heard about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to go back and watch it because I'm like, man, I wonder how much they're actually going to show, or I wonder what happened.
Yeah.
When I tell you they showed everything, I was like, every single last one of them women, they owe Teresa a cut of their paycheck because nobody else is showing the graphic, raw emotion and moments that they're trying to hide stuff. You know, they don't want to talk about everything. And even she kind of has that. I don't want to talk about that. But there are moments where the cameras are there for everything as much as they can.
She said,
you want bawling my eyes out. I don't cry. Bawling my eyes out. I've never cried at Housewives ever. And that thing had me all over.
You're doing the ugly cry.
Oh my God. The ugly cry too. That's a cute one.
The nostrils going and just not cute.
Yes.
Listen, she said, you want reality TV? Say less. She's like, I'm gonna give you real reality.
Yeah. And I'm sure she got a nice cut. I'm sure she got a nice paycheck for it. But it was a lot. But what I like about reality TV is usually if the person can learn a lesson from it, and other people who who are going through those things can too. But at some point I'm like, oh my God, I'm rewinding it, watching it all again, catching myself rewinding it. I'm like, oh wait, this is somebody's real life. Like this really happened to them. And now I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling bad for watching. I feel like I'm watching it, even though they signed up for it. I'm like, oh my gosh, they probably had no idea this is what their life was about to be like. And now it's happening in front of billions of people.
Would you ever go on a reality TV show?
I thought about that because somebody had DM'd me. They were like, "That's my son." I'm like, I don't know. I think it depends on the type of reality TV show it's on. I think it has its advantages. I'm just not a messy person.
Yep.
I'm not quick to anger. But I don't know if I would ever want to get there and have it be displayed for my daughter to see, to be honest.
Right.
I think I'm just careful. Well, yeah, and that's their job. You know, at the end of the day, their job is to provoke. And sometimes you might have to be like, so what did you think about this? Knowing good and well how they feel about it. You might have to walk into a room, knowing good and well their arch nemesis is in there, but you just got to wait. And then you just got to wait to see the reaction. It's like a big game. And I don't know if that's a game that I can play because you can either come out and be cool and go on and do different things and you kind of know how to move and you understand it, or you could come out where your relationship is ruined, your friendships are ruined, your business is ruined.
People do a lot for money these days, a lot, and sometimes we don't take into account the long-term ramifications for chasing that dollar. While the dollar is valuable, you need it, you want it, at what cost? At what cost? Yeah. So I think we have to really choose carefully. So as you blow up, choose carefully. Because you're gonna blow up. Okay, we're rapid firing it. We're rapid firing it. Okay, tea or coffee?
Right now, coffee. Tea when it comes to gossip. Coffee when it comes to drink. Okay.
I like it.
Coffee.
Okay. Beach or forest? No, beach or mountains?
Girl, beach. Give me the beach. Blue water all day long. Give me the beach. I will say now that I'm getting older, I'd like to experience mountains. I'd like to, put on a jacket and act like I'm going skiing. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do the movement. I want to wear a T-shirt that said I did it. Yeah, I want to try different things. But the beach is, as long as it's not too crowded, not too many kids, there's not too many rocks on the sand. Usually, it's a really relaxing place. I love the sun. I love the sun. I love the water. Beach, girl.
Beach all day. Beach, sun, sand, toes. Okay. Are you more? Would you ever bungee jump?
Would I ever what? Bungee jump?
Bungee jump.
I think I would. I would have to do a couple of practice rounds and those fake things to kind of get the idea of what the wind feels like. I gotta find the right wig, and then I might do it.
Okay. Sweet or salty?
Sweet, or a little both.
A little bit of both. Okay. Hot in terms of temperature. Hot or cold?
Hot. I can't be cold.
Okay. Night in, like Netflix, or night out, girls' night?
Ooh. I'm a night in person. I'm kind of a homebody.
Okay. One more. I have ran out of other ones. Will it be okay? Rain or snow?
Rain.
Okay, tacos or hamburgers? Tacos or hamburgers?
Tacos all day. Okay, so the real tacos. Okay, the tacos with the fried, tortillas with the meat and the cilantro and the salsa and the cheese.
You know how to eat.
I'm counting the calories just thinking about it, but I will make room for them things.
Tacos are so good. I'm in New York and they do not know how to make tacos out here. It's like that's not their strength. That's not their strong suit.
Really?
No, it's not. They try, but it's not it. So no, but I'm from Arizona, so I come from the home of tacos, Mexican food, Southwest, that kind of thing. So it took some adjusting. So when I find a good place with tacos out here, I'm like, yes.
Where are you at? I thought you were in Arizona.
No, okay, so give you a little history about myself. So I was born in Ohio. My dad worked for a television station. We lived in Dayton, left from Dayton. My mom said, get me out of here. We moved back to Indianapolis where my dad was born. Everybody was born there except for me.
Yeah.
Lived there until I was about 7. We moved to Columbus, Ohio. My dad had at the time a video production company. So we moved to Columbus. He had all of his business partners there. So we lived there until I was 15. My mother got a job working for the airline. She had been working for America West. It was was it America West? I forget the name. Anyway, they changed names a couple times. So was working at America West, and then she ended up becoming a flight attendant, and the hub was in Arizona. So we moved to Arizona. My dad got a job working for Honeywell. So that's my life was there. And then as an adult, I decided because it's part of my dream and a part of God's plan, I moved to New York. So that's how I ended up in New York. Yeah.
That means I'll have to do it. I just got an invitation to New York to come to New York from someone else. Like, no, you gotta come your way.
Please, we will eat. Everybody that comes, they eat. We will eat and be married.
Absolutely. Your audio is kind of weird.
Oh no, we're gonna wrap this up then. I don't know. Did it just become weird? Or has it been weird the whole time?
Girl, my battery alert just came on. It's like 20%.
Oh, girl, listen.
Let me show you my little picture. So, let me show you what I got going on. Hopefully without burning myself. There's the
that is
salmon,
so pretty.
Salmon, the asparagus, potatoes.
That looks so good. Okay, can you taste the potato? Can you do a little taste test?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, girl.
You ever watch those cooking shows if they, they always say, "Oh, it's so delicious." You ever wonder if it's really?
I'm gonna lie, girl. I'm not gonna say if it's nasty. No, I just like to make sure that they're not.
crunchy, that they're actually done.
It looks good.
It looks good.
Got a little
Ooh.
color.
Got a little color. It's a little crisp.
I might put it in for just like 2 more minutes.
Like 2 more minutes.
That looks so good.
Ooh, that's good.
Is it okay? It's where it's at.
It is. I don't need anything else. I thought maybe I could put more salt on it.
Oh man, that looks so good. I'm hungry, so I'm actually gonna cook dinner. I got off of work and then had to go. You know, made a quick purchase. Watch my, you know how it goes. Yeah. So this is I did all that without eating dinner. So I went from work to purchase to this. So I'm gonna get off and I'm gonna make a little I don't know what you want to call it, like a skillet dish. I'm gonna do cabbage with kielbasa sausages and potatoes. And we're gonna just create a whole little thing right there in this wok that I have. And I'm gonna show you the wok because I got my kid for like under $10. So.
Oh yeah, girl, show me that.
Look.
Ooh, I have one of those. I don't even know what to do with that. Help me out.
Okay, what you gonna do? If you, I personally love to saute everything. I love saute foods. I feel like it uses flavor and it's quick. Remember, I like fast. So
yeah,
put a little bit of oil in there. Grab some of your favorite frozen vegetables. If you like frozen, or if you like them fresh, that's fine too. I always keep frozen vegetables on hand. Throw those into the hot oil. Let those do what they do. Right? Or if you want to put meat in there as well, you know, throw your meat in there. If your meat is, the vegetables are frozen, I probably would make the vegetables first, and then I throw the meat in there and let the meat do what it does. And then take a little bit of your Asian sauce of some sort. I love an Asian sauce. Or coconut aminos. That's a great, if you don't want to do soy, which there's like a lot of soy allergies out there. Use the coconut aminos. Put some of that on there. And then take some Asian noodles. I have tons of those. I go to this H Mart and stock up on them. And so put those in your water, drop those in the skillet real quick when it's, close to being done. Toss them around and you have yourself a nice wok stir fry. Really good.
That was easy. The way you just said it should be easy. So we'll see if it's easy for me.
Hey, we look like that emoji.
Jenmoji.
That's cute. Jenmoji.
I had that. Don't talk around with that. Don't go too far with that. I got a friend. Okay, I got all speed dial.
You better tell people. Stop. Listen, we're gonna have to do this again. This was so much fun.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very much for joining. I know it was a little longer, but we had so much fun. So I appreciate it. Definitely hope you have to come on my channel for a Wine Down and Chill episode, even if it's not, wine that you drink. Good water, tea, coffee.
Oh no! I pray, but I also like wine. Okay. I love Jesus, and I love a little wine. I do, amen. So does my voice still sound weird?
Just a little bit. I don't know if it's me or.
Wait, does it still sound weird?
It's better.
It was the freaking computer. Oh, I still hear it. That is weird. Okay, let's wrap it up and let's end it. Let's be done. Jen, you are a gift. You are a gem. I want you to know that. And I'm not saying that just to say it. You truly are. You have something special about you. You are marked. You are marked for this time. What does the Bible say? Such a time as this. I believe that you are on this earth and in your purpose right now for such a time as this. I cannot wait to see all the lives that you continue to impact by utilizing your gift. I am so excited to see all the amazing doors that you walk in. You are going to walk in and you are going to capture the hearts of many. So anyhow, God bless you. I adore you. Enjoy your dinner. And all you guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Kitchen Therapy with Candi-Lu. I hope I don't sound like a chipmunk right now because I hear a squeak. But yeah, be blessed. Jen, we will do this again. Let me know when we're doing the wine.
Oh, make sure you follow me, you guys. I'll try to put in the comment my name. It's Jenn Rodriguez. That's pretty much my name. But if you're on YouTube, make sure you follow me, subscribe. Instagram, follow me so y'all can see my done plate. It's looking right. Okay, I didn't burn nothing today. So make sure you follow me, keep up with me, and we will definitely be back together soon. So thank you guys. And thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Real quick. Hold on. Real quick. Stay real still. We're gonna smile because I'm gonna screenshot this later.
Oh. For Instagram, or okay.
Okay, let's do Instagram, then let's do YouTube. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Instagram. Oh, that's too hard. Hold on. I was getting I smile with all my heart. So. Hold on. Okay, now for YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Girl, I forgot the computer was still on. She's on mute. Bye, everyone. She can't even hear me. I ain't gonna say nothing mean. I'm gonna just leave. Bye, Candy. Bye.
Bye, guys.